Good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to our Hard of Hearing Task Force meeting today. It's Friday, August 16th. It's the year 2024, and it's 9 a.m. this morning. And we are joining you from the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing. My name is Christy Abrams, and I'm the Hard of Hearing Specialist. And we're happy to be here on YouTube so that you can learn a little bit more about what we do for our hard of hearing community. A few important points: our meetings are accessible, and we have ASL interpreters and communication access, real-time translation or CART captioning, which is created by a highly trained live person, and this gives us the most accurate captions possible. I just want to say a brief note about CART because it really is something that a lot of hard of hearing people don't know about, and it gives us access to various events and situations, courtrooms, classrooms, workshops, seminars, even healthcare settings. So hard of hearing people are protected under the Americans with Disabilities Act, and this gives us the right to request accommodations, and having CART makes things accessible for us. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our Hard of Hearing Task Force members for roll call. And if you would please acknowledge you're present, and then once I call your name, you're welcome to have you can close your camera and keep your microphone muted. That would be really helpful. And it also will give us the best visual vantage point for our viewers. Okay, Melanie O'Rourke. Yeah, okay, thank you, Melanie. And once I call your name, you're welcome to close your camera and keep your microphone muted. Ron Tolman is here. Thank you, Ron. Roz Siebold.
Here.
Is here. Wonderful. Thank you, Roz. And Cynthia Emmerman. Yeah, welcome, Cynthia. Thank you. And Liz Booth is here. Thank you, Liz. Welcome. Okay, and also Harvey Smith is here this morning. Welcome. Okay, thanks for being with us, Harvey. And I'm also happy that we have a few of our team members here with us this morning. And if everybody could make sure to mute your microphone, that'd be really helpful. I'm hearing a little bit of feedback. I'm not sure where that's coming from, but be sure to mute your microphone. That would be great. All right. And I would like, we have our roll call all set. I'm going to pull up our agenda, and I'm still getting feedback. I'm not sure. I don't know if Ricky can, trying to figure out where that's coming from. Just because I know. Okay. All right, great. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start our agenda this morning. I would like, we always are so excited to introduce our new team members. And I'm going to have Rob, he is with us, and he's joining us again at the commission. He's been with us before. I don't know if any of you know him, but Rob, I'm going to let you take it away. Tell us a little bit about your background and your new position at ACDHH, and I'm going to have everyone else close your camera. Thank you, Rob.
Good morning, everybody. It's nice to join you guys. My name is Rob Borick. I'm the new Community Services Program Manager with the Commission. I've only been here for about 4 months now. And yes, I used to work for the Commission about 18 years ago. And I went on to own my own sign language interpreting company with my wife, Julia. I am hard of hearing. I was born with a congenital hearing loss. I have an all-deaf family. My mother, my father are all deaf. I have one sibling, a brother who's also deaf. And so ASL is basically my first language. And so I know this experience is not common for most people with hearing loss. It's usually those are born into hearing families and whatnot. Mine was the complete opposite. I grew up attending hearing schools, wearing hearing aids. And when I graduated from high school, I went to Gallaudet University, which is a deaf university, and that's where I met my wife, Julia. And we have two children. We have a daughter, Allison. She's hard of hearing herself. We have a son, Chance, who's deaf. So this is the third generation of hearing loss in our family. And we're all well versed in ASL. Even though I'm experienced in the world of deafness, I do admit I'm not as well experienced in the world of hearing loss, ironically, because I should be familiar with how to use hearing aid, how to use Bluetooth technology and all that stuff. Ironically, I do not know how to use those things. And so that's why I'm looking forward to participating in the Hard of Hearing Task Force and learning from you, Christy, as well as from Michelle Michaels on how to utilize the technology for my benefit. So I really appreciate being a part of the meeting today, and I look forward to learning more from you guys.
You're on mute. Christy, you're on mute.
So I'm excited to learn a little bit more about that. Could you also tell us, Rob, who you manage, a little bit about who works for you here at the Commission?
Sorry about that. Yes, I am a manager within the Community Affairs Unit, which is the same unit as a part of me and you, Christy, and Michelle Michaels. I oversee the deaf specialist position, which is filled by Kim Menard. And I also do oversee the family services specialist position, which is currently vacant, but we are in the process of hiring. And so basically those two are more focused towards the deaf area.
Thank you. Well, I love learning more about you, and it just goes to show everyone that everybody's unique in our experiences and learning, and we all have just unique backgrounds and different preferences for communication. So thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here, Rob. I'm learning from you every day too. All right, I would just like to take a moment for if everyone had a chance. We haven't met in 6 weeks, but our last meeting minutes from February, if you had a chance to review those, does anybody have any recommendations for a correction or a change, or would anybody like to make a motion to approve the minutes as they are? And feel free to pop on. Ron?
I have an error that I would like. Do you want me to send you an email to have it corrected?
Okay, that would be great. And if you could say it too, then I'll have it in the, if you have it in mind, then I can also will have it on the CART transcript.
Okay, on page 5, under HLAA East Valley, the name Kayla Began should be Kayla Began Nunez.
Okay, I will I will note that, and I thank you so much. And if you send me an email, you're welcome to do that too, but I'll have it on my transcript and I will revise that.
Okay.
Thank you, Ron. Anybody else have any other revisions that need to be made or corrections? And if not, you're welcome to make a motion to approve with Ron's noted correction. Anybody like to make a motion with Ron's correction? Hi, Roz.
I move to approve that.
Thank
Second.
you. Second. Thank you, Roz and Ron, for approving our minutes with the noted correction from Ron. Wonderful. Okay, our next agenda item is number 4 here, and regarding our public policy and community relations. And I would love to welcome our director, Nikki Sukup. She's going to give us her report. And Nikki, I'm going to let you take it away.
Good morning, everybody. I'm happy to be here today, and it's wonderful to see you all. So looking back into the past quarter, what we, PPCU, the Public Policy Community and Engagement Unit has been focused on. We've been busy. The legislative session ended it was the 52nd session of the legislature ended or signed on June 15th. And what we did we testified and lobbied on several bills throughout the last legislative session. And these bills included a hearing aid insurance bill for children, older appropriation for older individuals who are blind. And this is part of a program with the Department of Economic Security, or DES, and a statewide committee for vulnerable adults, and a special education transition and graduation requirement. So with that, we advocated to waive these requirements that send kids out of school when they're not ready and they need more time in school for special education. And that bill did not pass, but it will come back in different ways. The lobbyist for that bill is currently trying the executive route, working through the State Board of Education. So that's not only is it for change to happen, do we take the legislative route, we can also work through the executive branch, working through the state agencies, which we constantly do as an agency. And another issue that we lobbied and testified on was our funding. And we were fortunate that we received our entire budget acts. And while other state agencies had faced cuts, these state agencies, the cuts were to the general fund. And ACDHH is still completely 100% funded by the Telecommunications Fund for the Deaf, which is a source of revenue from the landline phone tax. And eventually we would like to, I may have mentioned this in a previous report, is that we would like to add a different source of revenue for the land, so not just landline, but wireless tax or other sources of tax that would bring more funds to this fund. We also related to policy, once the legislative session was done, we turned our focus to the election, and election 2024. And what is important is that we want to ensure that our communities are informed and that they have access to all the information that's out there about the election, the electoral process, and the candidates that are involved. And so we, for the third time around, we have partnered with the Citizen Clean Election Commission. And we are grateful to this commission for ensuring accessibility for all of their materials, and especially their voter education guide. And here we have on Rena Banerjee, our community engagement specialist. She was a big part of the translation, ESL translation for the Clean Elections Commission. And we also made sure that the information is accessible with captioning. And I don't know if Rena, you want to comment, briefly on that experience?
Yes, this is Rena. Yeah, so I worked with CCESC to make sure that the information that the audience was aware of and it was accessible. We worked with the translation process. It was a little frustrating, but it was a wonderful, enriching experience, and we provided a lot of accessible information during the process. We have also worked with a variety of organizations to learn more about their goals and their plans for the coming year. That also helped us really organize trainings, workshops, events It's not really double the effort or double the work. It's been a true partnership, so that we have a better ORI. And while we're working with CCEC, we also have worked with the American Red Cross and the Arizona Foundation in the past, to develop a grant to propose putting alarms in all deaf and hard of hearing areas for deaf and hard of hearing in the state of Arizona buildings. We've been focusing on training and all kinds of community events for deaf, hard of hearing, and deaf blind individuals. Right now, I'm working on reaching out to various organizations and figuring out their best work for the coming year regarding all these hard of hearing groups, HLAA and so forth. So we're gonna learn more about that. You'll see my email soon to be in touch with you about that. Various events, workshops that we're hosting that you would like us to promote. If you're hosting any workshops, please let us know. We have a form on our website that you can submit, and it says submit an event, and you can click on that and fill it out and go through that process for the workshop. And then we would get it out to a wider audience. Great. Thank you.
Rena, would you want to share a little bit while you're here about the upcoming Experience Our World and how that is different from what ACDHH has done in the past as a deaf world and how that's changed? So maybe you can elaborate on that.
This is Rena, of course. So there's a general plan for events and activities for the deaf world. Basically, it's activities where people go in and see a variety of different stations. These stations are related to various communication issues and different experiences that deaf, hard of hearing, and deaf-blind individuals encounter in their lives. So the deaf world, we're shifting. ACDHH has agreed on doing this, changing the name to How to Experience Our World, something in that regard, so that we can work with Tucson Medical Center on that. Michelle just put in the chat that event, so you can look what she put in the chat there. So we're working with Tucson Medical Center soon on that, and that will be our first EOCW in a while. So we're really looking forward to seeing how that works out. And it's open, we're very open to more ideas that could include your experience or your own barriers, and we can set up various other stations, experience of people that are in this community. This is people that are in the medical field, med students, people that work in the safety world, in legal world. So we're gonna have all those different stations for people to experience. So if you have any questions, please let us know.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Rena. Thank you. So I want to also add, in regard to, I'm going to put my hand down. With clean elections in the past, they have provided ASL translation for the live debate. And I also advocated for CUNT to be included. And so I worked with the Arizona Media Association, who is responsible to provide the setting and the filming for the live debate. And they will be having CUNT going forward in all the live debate for the upcoming general election. So Rena covered a lot. We continue to provide a consultation with all the agencies. And let's see. What we also did in yesterday's board meeting, and maybe Michelle may talk about this in her report, is that we, the ACDHH submitted a fiscal year 25 to 29 or 5-year strategic plan. This was approved by the board with, one addition that we're looking into regarding the language regarding the early hearing detection intervention. I always mix those words up. And tax force that we will be doing. And but the plan was approved. And in this plan, and we can share a copy with everyone. In this plan, it covers information referral, awareness of our support services and the amount of services that we provide. And this includes particular with older adults and deaf-blind individuals, assistive technology, hearing healthcare assistance project, and we also are focusing on within the plan. I mean, we continue to do all sorts of work, but what the plan is looking at, our goal. This will shape our annual initiative and goals and objectives as an agency, as a unit, and as individual. And also family services. And so I would be happy to answer any questions. I'm sure Michelle will share more as well. And then in this plan also outline legislative priority that we will be focused on in the years ahead. And for instance, some of the legislative priorities are including support provider services for the deaf-blind, and as well as older adult services, including healthcare and Medicaid access with access. We will recommend legislation for ASL to be recognized as a foreign language and throughout the state of Arizona in the classroom. And hopefully this will provide a pipeline for sign language interpreters. And then we will continue to recommend legislation for increased funding to telecommunications fund for the deaf. And then there's more. Another thing that we are looking at is the interstate compact for audiologists and speech language pathologists. And that's just something that's coming up on our radar now. So I'll have more to share in our next report. With that, I am all done for now and welcome questions.
Thank you, Nikki and Rena, too. So much work, so much important work happening, and I'm really excited about Experience Our World, too, so that people understand everybody's unique and everybody has different preferences and ways that communication work for them and different ways of needing access. So it's really exciting that we can help people to experience this and understand and be able to help their patients or anybody that's they're working with. Does anybody else have any questions for Nikki or Rena regarding our public policy and community relations? Anybody else would have any questions?
Thank you. And you can feel free to reach out anytime. Okay.
Thank you, Nikki. Alrighty. I'm just pulling my notes over here. So we have Nikki and appreciate Nikki and Rena sharing that information. And I am going to just switch over to my notes. All right. And the next item on the agenda, too, is for my hard of hearing specialist report here at the commission. So I would like to start off just by acknowledging a really special person. I'm really going to miss seeing his face today. Barry Forrest is, we all know, an extraordinary person. And at this time, he's going to be retiring from the task force. But I definitely wanted to just take a moment and mention the tremendous impact that he's made on our community. And we're going to miss seeing his smile here. And he's volunteered countless hours for the Arizona Walk for Healing, for the Hard of Hearing Task Force. I know his involvement with the HLA East Valley meetings, and hopefully I'll be seeing him at some of those in the future. But we can't say how much we appreciate all that he's done, and especially for the task force here today. And I know we're all better for knowing him, and I've gained so much experience and wisdom from just knowing him and talking with him. And if anybody else would like to say a few words, you're welcome to. As you come on and share your information today, we'll be thinking about him. Ron, I welcome you to,
Thank you. I had the pleasure to see Barry earlier this week, and his spirits are very high. And we made a decision together. We're going to go see a ball game when the Diamondbacks play the Chargers. Now, I can't take Barry downtown. I don't want to take him that far from home, but we're going to go to a sports bar local here just to get him out a little bit. And I try to get over to see him at least once a week. And like I said, his spirits are high, and he misses this entire group. He says this is the first one he's missed. And so he really missed being here.
Well, please let him know we're thinking of him, Ron, when you do see him. And I hope to see him at one of the meetings in the fall at HLA. Liz?
Yes, I would just like to again thank Barry for all his service. I've known him for many, many years in various capacities in various organizations. And he has always been a wonderful participant and leader and mentor. And we're going to miss him on the task force, that's for sure. I too saw him just last week, and his spirits are good, and he's doing well, and he really wants to keep up with all the work that he is kind of missing with us. So thank you, Barry.
Thank you so much, Ron and Liz. Anybody else would like to say anything? I don't know. I know Michelle's known Barry a long time too, and we just want him to know that we're thinking of him, and we look forward to seeing him real soon. Okay, just pulling up my notes. So I just wanted to start off by saying, wow, the Hearing Loss Association of America National Convention was here in Phoenix. And we just had that. It was right in our own backyard. Ron will have to tell us, or maybe Liz, do the final count on who, I know it was over 400 people, 400 or more hard of hearing people, their families and friends were in attendance. The hotel was beautiful. The workshops were stellar. And it was wonderful to see so many of you there. We celebrated Commissioner Melanie O'Rourke's National Spirit of HLA Award. So she gave a beautiful video that we all got to watch, and we were cheering her on. And also Michelle Michaels, our Hearing Healthcare Program Manager, received the National Community Services Award. So my heartfelt congratulations to both of you for those awards. And again, what a wonderful convention it was. I'm going to save my pennies for next year. If no one's ever been to a convention, it really does feel like you're on planet home, I call it, because you're in a place where everyone understands what it's like to be hard of hearing, and all of the workshops are looped so that we have assistive technology to our devices. We can hear pretty clearly, which is amazing. And we also, of course, have cart captioning too. So it's a wonderful event. If you haven't been, I hope you'll email me if you'd like to find out more about future conventions. All right, I just wanted to share just a brief minute regarding myself. We didn't get to meet in May because I was busy having cochlear implant surgery, and I wanted to share with you. I'm going to see if this will, it's pink, and that is my cochlear implant. So I'm now what's called bimodal. Let me put that back on. Got that on, and then I have in my right ear, I have a matching pink hearing aid. I just wanted to take a moment. For those of you who don't know, I have experienced hearing loss since I was 6 years old, and I've always worn pretty much power hearing aids since that time. And because I've been surrounded by all of you wonderful people, so many of our task force members also have cochlear implants. So people were just supporting me and providing such wisdom and support. Again, it really gave me the courage to say, I want to hear better. I'm eligible. I knew I was eligible for an implant, but it's an emotional journey, and it's one where you maybe are a little uncertain at first. But it's been an amazing experience. I was activated in June. And for me, it's just been a learning process. My hearing is getting better every day. For those of you who don't know, for people who have a cochlear implant, there is a lot of rehab that happens, just like maybe when you have a fractured hip, you have to do rehab. And when you have a cochlear implant, that rehab to retrain your brain really makes things better. I'm hearing, because I'm bimodal, 2 different ways of hearing. I have electrical hearing with my implant, so that sounds one way, and acoustical hearing with my hearing aid. So it's a little bit, I told my daughter, it's a little bit like Minnie Mouse on helium right now, a little bit robotic, but I'm starting to really understand speech pretty clearly. But my brain is a little bit hearing 2 things in 2 different ways at the same time. But it's all coming together, and the harder I work on the rehab, the better it becomes. So I'm excited about that. And yeah, I was activated on June 20th. So it's just a work in progress, and you know, only less than 10% of people who would benefit from a cochlear implant have one. So that is really something to consider. Oftentimes it can be covered by our insurance, and I hope more and more people will learn about this technology. It's just getting better and better. And please feel free to email me. For those of you out there in YouTube land, if you have any questions, it's really a remarkable technology and experience. Okay, I just wanted to tell you a little bit, shift gears here and talk a little bit about our Hearing Healthcare Assistance Project. We call that HAP. This is a partnership that we have with ASU, NAU, and U of A, the 3 universities, to assist low-income adults with obtaining hearing aids and oral rehabilitation. Because again, we all know how crucial this component. It's not just that we get a device and we're good to go. We need to really learn so much more. And one of the most helpful things is connecting with other hard of hearing people. So we have been so busy with that program. I just yesterday referred my, let's see, it was 101. So I've referred 101 people since our program started in May. That were eligible for the low-income program, but thousands of people have reached out. Just in the last year, 350 people were referred to other resources, maybe the VA or vocational rehab or one of the other programs that help people with low income for hearing aids. So, and I provide a lot of other information too. I always tell them about the Hearing Loss Association of America. I might tell them about some good books to read. So please feel free to refer people my way if you have any questions on that. So last let's see, since we met last February, we have been incredibly busy with presentations are really up, the request for presentations, which is wonderful. One of the presentations we give is called Communication Access Resources for Empowerment, and the acronym is CARE, C-A-R-E, and we give this to healthcare professionals. And we just provided 8 trainings sessions on Zoom for Yuma Regional Medical Center. So that was really something, and took a lot of time, and we reached a lot of people there. I was out at the Freedom Plaza Senior Living in Peoria, which is really close to Sun City, and they asked me to come and talk to them about hearing loss and communication strategies. And I was sure to let them know that they have a HLA chapter right there in the West Valley for all of their residents that are hard of hearing. And I'm going to give Melanie the contact person. If you don't know her already, Melanie, her name is Claudette Morrison, and she is the director of resident programs at Freedom Plaza Senior Living. And she would be happy to post your flyers. And she said residents may also be even interested in driving to the East Valley chapter too. They love to get out for a day trip. So that's a great contact to have. I think connecting to any of the independent and assisted living centers would be a great connection for all of the wonderful support services that HLA chapters give to people that are hard of hearing. So just wanted to mention that. Let's see, next week I am on a panel to present for the Americans with Disabilities Act National Network. And the topic is personal experiences with healthcare barriers. So there'll be 3 of us on the panel, and we actually did this back in February and then invited us back. So I'm really looking forward to that. And again, it's just, as we know, being hard of hearing, and we do have our healthcare appointments, and with more than 60% of people over the age of 60 having some level of hearing loss, it can be really hard to navigate and understand our healthcare providers. So it's important that we get out there and teach people about requesting accommodations and self-advocacy too. Michelle and I are going to be working on a training for the Arts and Cultural Education and Community Engagement Group. That's a big title, but I look forward to working with Michelle on that. We really try to reach as many people as possible to help them understand how important it is that our community have access. We're going to be training the Phoenix Indian Medical Center soon. They've invited us for a presentation, and I really look forward to that too. Let's see. So we've been very busy, very busy. And I just want to say, and I know Michelle's going to pop on here and give her report, but does anybody have any questions about the information I shared or any other information that you would like have questions for me before I turn it over to Michelle? All right, Michelle, I will let you take it away.
Okay, good morning. It's morning here in Arizona. But people could be watching us from anywhere because we're on YouTube, like forever. Hey, it's great to be here. This Hard of Hearing Task Force has been going since 2007, which is when I started this task force, and we really appreciate everybody participating in it. It's just so important to have all of your input into how we develop and manage our programs and services for the hard of hearing population in Arizona, which, as you may know, numbers 1.3 million. So in the adult population aged 18 and over, there are 1.3 million Arizonans who are hard of hearing. Christy and I work really, really hard to serve this population. And those of you who are on this task force are leaders in our community. So we appreciate that. I did want to mention, and Christy, I messaged you, so you better be ready. I wanted to say that Christy just celebrated her 5th anniversary with ACDHH in July, which means that she is now officially a subject matter expert. They say that 10,000 hours working in a field makes you an expert. So she's definitely achieved that. And she got a nice award. So Christy, can you grab that? It's behind you. And show that to everybody, your beautiful 5-year anniversary award. Yay. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's really big too. We thought it was this little thing, and it came to the office and we're like, what is this? But congratulations, Christy, you're doing a great job. So let me see, what do I want to talk about? One of the big things is discussed quite a bit in the 4-hour-long board meeting last night. Our Board of Commissioners appointed by the governor to oversee our agency. Our executive director reports to our Board of Commissioners. That we're going to be having a search for a new executive director. Sherry Collins, our fearless visionary leader, has been with us for 26 years. She is retiring in January. And so there will be a search. The job opening, the position will be posted next week on the Arizona State Jobs website. And so we really want to get the word out that we are looking for an executive director to manage our agency. And it's going to be a month-long search process, interviews, applicants, all of that kind of thing. But this is your opportunity. I know that Melanie and Fred is not here today, but Melanie and Fred on our task force are also commissioners on our Board of Commissioners. So they will be, and Fred in particular, he's on the personnel committee, so he will be integral in selecting candidates to interview. And so that's going to be quite a process, but definitely want to encourage you all to be involved in that, communicate with your commissioners, and tell them what you want to see in our new executive director. So hopefully continue on with the wonderful things that we are doing. We have a special senior project that Sherry Collins spearheaded. So now we really do some targeted outreach to seniors. We had the first ever in the nation Senior Expo in March of last year, targeted just to deaf and hard of hearing seniors. Flew in a wonderful speaker to talk about dementia and hearing loss. So these kinds of things that we're doing with our senior project are really, really important. Another thing that we are doing is we're going to be starting with the Desert Southwest chapter of the Arizona Alzheimer's Association. So Arizona Alzheimer's Association, part of the huge Alzheimer's Association in the country. But there are different chapters, and the Desert Southwest one here in Arizona reached out to us and said, nowhere in the country, nowhere is there a support group for people who are deaf or hard of hearing, caring for people who have Alzheimer's or related dementias, nor is there any support group for people who may be hearing, but are caring for deaf or hard of hearing, or deafblind even, people who have Alzheimer's or dementia. And so they approached us and asked us to partner with them to develop a support group. So that should be starting here, I think. Christy will know in her head. I think it's September. We're going to have it'll be an online meeting. Is that September? Yeah. Okay. And the best time, and I have my father passed away from Alzheimer's. The kind of our neighborhood mom-in-law, she also got Alzheimer's. So I've been through that journey with her. And a good friend of mine has frontal temporal lobe dementia, diagnosed at a young age. Plus my aunt had Lewy body. So these are related dementias. And so it's just so important that we have this support group, because hearing people who are trying to help someone who's deaf or hard of hearing. They really don't understand the assistive technology and communication access and all of that. And then if you're deaf or hard of hearing and caring for someone who may be deaf or hard of hearing or hearing, again, how to navigate the system. So we're really thrilled that Desert Southwest chapter approached us. We're going to be starting this group. It'll be online. The best time of day in the Alzheimer's Association experience for this will be 3 to 4:30 p.m. And that makes sense because early in the day, there's a lot going on with your person you're caring for. And then maybe you get them to a daycare center, or maybe they're already in a facility. And then you have some time before nightfall, sundowners might start occurring. And so that's the best time. So it's going to be from 3 to 4:30 p.m. once a month. There will be interpreters. There will be CART. So it'll be completely accessible. And then our staff will be there co-facilitating with the Alzheimer's Association staff to guide the support group. Everything said there stays there, that kind of confidentiality, but just a really great space. And again, it's for Arizonans, but it'll be the first in the nation. So we love doing those kinds of things. Okay, let's see. In the other areas that I manage, the Arizona Telecommunications Equipment Distribution Program, long name for the free phone program. Vicki Thompson works in that. And Vicki's title has changed. She is now our assistive technology specialist because, again, we saw a lot of people reaching out to us, not just for phones. How do I hear better on my smartphone? How do I hear better on my work phone? I need a TTY, I need a speech device, whatever. But they were also asking for, where do I get smoke alarms? How do I get the baby cry signaler? How am I alerted when my older parent who's living in my home wakes up and gets out of bed? Just all kinds of assistive technology, carbon monoxide detectors, people have asked for those. And so we're routing all of those kinds of requests to Vicki now. And so she's really excited about doing this and she's learning all kinds of things now about FM systems, infrared systems, and loop systems, and audio over Wi-Fi, and Orcast, all those technologies, learning. So that's great. One other thing, let's see. Oh, we have coming soon. We have, so we do the Arizona Relay Service. So ACDHH manages various programs and services. Arizona Relay Service, free phone program, support service providers for deafblind, interpreter licensure and professional development for interpreters, deaf services, deafblind services, hard of hearing, services for speech impaired to a degree. So we have our hands in a lot of things. And the kiddos, Rob, who was on here earlier, is interviewing right now for a family services specialist. And so we have, with the Arizona Relay Service, we've got a new RFP. RFP is a request for proposal. It's a government contract thing. And that's going to be coming out soon. And so we will be looking for a relay provider for the next, I think it'll be probably a 5-year contract. So that's something that's in the works. Our current relay provider is T-Mobile. But again, if there are things that you see with the Arizona Relay Service that you think need to be changed or added or improved, please reach out to Nikki. Nikki is our Director of Public Policy and Community Relations. She is our TRS Administrator, which is an official thing with the federal government. And Nikki can take your input into that process as well. What else do I want to say? So we have, in the last 6 months, because it's been 6 months since we saw y'all, since we were live on YouTube, we have done, I just took a very quick look at our spreadsheet where we track all of our trainings and all of our booths that we've been at, our team, and there have been about 50 in the last 6 months. So we're out there every week, several times a week at least, delivering presentations. We're at booths. Tomorrow, Christy is going to be at the Phoenix Children's Hospital. There's a little thing for kids who have cochlear implants. And so she'll be there representing us even on a Saturday. Yes, indeed. So that's happening. And so we have all these trainings that we do, and we have a link on our website. If anybody out there wants a training from us, we provide our trainings free of charge. We provide our own ASL interpreters and our card captions. We can do trainings on Zoom or in person anywhere in the state. And we have set curriculums that we've developed over the many years. So I've been here 17 years, I think. We have a healthcare curriculum. We have a public safety curriculum. We have a Let's Get to Work, which is all about employers and deaf and hard of hearing employees. And I'm working on developing a new curriculum about arts and culture. Because again, I know us hard of hearing people, we like to go out and we want to go to the movies and we want to go to the theater and we want to go to performances, to Ballet Under the Stars, these kinds of things. We want to go to museums, but is there access? And so I've joined a statewide group of arts and culture folks, and I'm developing a new curriculum for that, and a new presentation and training about how you create access for deaf, hard of hearing, deaf, blind, and people who have combined vision and hearing loss to be able to access these spaces. So really excited about that. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up here because I see that it's almost 10 o'clock and it's probably a good time for us to take a break. And then we'll come back. We have more announcements from everybody and question and answer and discussion and all that kind of stuff. So take it away, Christy.
Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, this is a perfect time to take a break, and Ricky has a break slide for us, and it's 9:54. So why don't we all come back at 10:05? That gives us a nice break. 10:05. Does this sound good, everybody? All right. That gives us 9 minutes. We'll see you at 10:05. Thanks, everybody. I have Ricky put that up. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. Just making sure we have our interpreter, and I'm just making sure I have my captioner. Yay, I have access. I hope everybody had a chance to have a nice break. And hi, Melanie. Nice to see you. Do you have a question? No? Okay. No problem. No problem.
No, no question. Forgot the wrong sign. Sorry.
Okay. So next on the agenda, we have the Aloha Leadership announcements with Cynthia Ammerman. So Cynthia, and we're so happy you're here today, and I'm going to let you take it away. And you're Cynthia, you're muted. So if you could just, you're muted. Cynthia, you're muted.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay. We
you.
had our 40th anniversary celebration at Aloha on March 23rd. And Christy and Michelle were both in attendance and spoke, and we were so grateful for their presence there. Since that time, I've been away, but I intended to come back. I was so disappointed that I could not come back for the HLA convention because I had my tickets and I was ready to come, and I was ready to have a surgery during that same week. And I got a concussion about 5 days before the convention, and I was told flying might be dangerous. So I just, and I'm very happy to tell you that just today during this break, my doctor in Arizona called me back and said, you can fly back on August 21st. You're ready to go. So I'm so happy I'm going to be able to come back now. I've been held captive in the East for a while. And I will give you an update about Aloha in November. That's the best time for me to do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Cynthia. I'm so glad that you're okay, and we certainly missed you at the convention, and have a safe trip back, flying back, and we'll see you really soon.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, and next we will go to our HLA chapter leadership announcements, and we'll start with Melanie. And Melanie, after you go, we'll have Ron go, and he can go right from that to the walk for hearing. So I'll let you take it away, Melanie.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to tell everyone, I was so sorry that I actually missed the HLAA convention this past summer. For the past year, I just started having some osteoarthritis in my knees. And I've been working with an orthosurgeon and doing physical therapy and everything. And my right knee decided to act up at the beginning of June, and I was able to get a steroid shot, but it didn't kick in until after June. Actually, July. I got the steroid shot like June 21st, and it took about 3.5 weeks to kick in. So I'm doing fine now. It's just something that I have to keep on my radar, a health issue that I didn't think I would ever have a problem with, but it's something I have to be aware of. So I did get a lot of information and feedback from Fred and Pat, and I saw pictures, and again, it was I was just beside myself not being able to be there. But the rest of the summer, our chapter has been getting ready and planning for the 2024-25 year programs. Our first meeting will be October 8th. And we will be continuing to hold our meetings at First Presbyterian Church in Sun City. We are looking at a couple of other venues that have the resources that we need to hold accessible meetings. And so we decided to take this year to review those a little slower and take a look at what would be the best move for the chapter in 2025. Let's see, we are on a little break with a book club hope session that Fred runs that will start up again in September, the third Monday of the month, and that's a mid-afternoon kind of time, which seems to have worked out well from like 2 to 3. And it'll probably be a informal session. Our first meeting in October, we're going to have various members who attended the convention. Many of them, all of them, except Christy, who will be there too, who's been invited, but they all were first-time attendees. So we're going to ask them to share their information, their feelings and experiences at HLAA. And that's kind of about where we're at. We actually are looking at other opportunities to reach out to different places and programs. Christy, I know well where that Freedom Plaza is. It's been a while since we've done any presentations at senior groups or anything like that. So in giving information about the convention and about the Walk for Hearing, we're finding a lot of places again that, you know, we can reach out to, and hopefully we'll get membership that can help us reach out to those places too. So Fred is away right now. They're on vacation. I think on a riverboat cruise. I'm not sure. But that's about it for us here. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. Thank you.
Thank you, Melanie. I just wanted to tell you too, we missed you at the convention for sure. We loved your video. Wasn't the same as having you there in person, but we were all cheering you on, and I hope you're feeling better.
I am. It's amazing. And there was, I mean, I'm sure people have experienced, if you have experienced this pain in your knee, it is unbelievable. And I was beside myself. And yet when it stopped, it is wonderful. It's back to where it is. So it's actually kind of scary. I was very concerned because I think, you know, I'm the caregiver for my husband. And so I kind of jumped around a little bit with different thoughts there, but we're both doing well. Thank you.
You're welcome. I know, and it's just with all of the healthcare appointments that we navigate, it's so important to talk about it and make sure too that we can have access during our appointments, because we get a lot of important information and instructions, and when we're hard of hearing, that can be challenging. So it's so good that we can help educate people about that.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Melanie. And I'm gonna turn it over to Ron. And Ron, after you do the East Valley, your walk, we'll look forward to hearing about the Walk for Hearing too.
Yes, I'll talk about the chapter first, and then the walk, and then give you some updated numbers from the convention. Chapters has taken the summer off, and we start up again. Our first meeting for the 2024-2025 season will be on October 10th. We're looking at some very interesting guest speakers, but our first chapter meeting in October, we're going to do kind of like a hope meeting and have individuals talk about their experience of the convention, and just kind of run it very similar to hope, and open up a dialogue and have people share and what they thought was the better part of the convention. And through the year, we're looking at having InnoCaption come out, talk with Diamond Dogs, and they're going to be out. We're also looking at telecommunication equipment distribution program from the commission. Vicki will be coming out. And we're going to do an update on changes in what's on the horizon for hearing aids for those people that are wearing, and taking a look at Oracast also. We're also going to we'll close the season out with changes coming for commuter travelers and who have disabilities. I think that should be pretty good. Our next HOPE meeting will be, HOPE is met in a virtual setting, and the next one was going to be October 24th. We do those from 10 o'clock to about 11. It's right at an hour. If you're interested in changing or attending one of our HOPE meetings, you can send me an email and I'll send you the link. We do that on Zoom. The Walk for Hearing is going to have a couple of changes this year. The course route, I've been working with the city of Mesa on developing a course walk that will keep us within the confines of the Riverview Park. If we don't exit the area around the park, we save a little bit of money. But they're making some changes in the requirements of how we have to do the route. I have a meeting with the city of Mesa next week, and I have a couple of plans that I will submit and see if they're going to be acceptable. Registration, the walk will be on Saturday, November 2nd at Riverview Park. Registration will open at 8. Stage presentations will happen at 9:30. The walk will begin at 10. We will also, again, as in previous years, have free ice cream for those who have registered. Silent auction will start at 11:15, and we'll shut everything down. We'll announce the who won from the silent auction about 11:20, 11:30. To date, and this is really a good number, to date we have raised just over $9,149. And for those of you who have been attending over the last 9 years, we are $5,000 ahead of what we've been in previous walks. So if you have built a team, I deeply appreciate it. But if you haven't built your team, please do so. Okay, the convention. Boy, did I have a great time. That was a lot of fun. And on a personal note, it was very interesting to work with it, to watch it grow and watch it build, and how HLAA does this. And it to me was phenomenal, and so many hands moving, so many people required to get so much stuff done, and it just like poetry in motion. It happens. I don't know how they do it. Final count for this convention in Arizona was 510 people in attendance. That's over 100 that they had in New Orleans the previous year. The number of registered Arizonans who attended was 83. That number is only 16% of the total. And I was really thought that number was a little low. And I asked her to double check. I think that number is low. No, she said, and she sent me the list of all with an Arizona address who attended. Now, we do have a couple of people that had registered from Arizona and that did not attend. But I think for the most part, it was a very good convention. And I think Arizona shined during that time. It was just wonderful. And that's all I have, unless anybody has any questions for me.
Hi, Ron. I love that poetry in motion, that you said that poetry in motion. I love that. I thought I couldn't agree with you more. The convention, there was something about it to me, having it at a resort made it seem less stressful. We were in one location. It was less to navigate. We didn't have to worry. We could go to the casino, but I mean, everything we needed was right there. And I just thought it was so well done, and it was a beautiful hotel. So you're right, it was a great convention. Wow, 500, more than 500 attended. That's fabulous, fabulous. Yeah, and I wanted to let you know too, I am working on building our team Happy Feet for the Walk for Hearing. We will be there, and I'm excited to rein in Rena, who was there last year, because she is working with our communities, and so I know she'll be, you know, looking forward to learning more about that, and we look forward to being there with you.
Thank you. Just one more thing I wanted to say.
Yeah.
I want to personally thank Liz Booth for her help. All the bags that everyone got when they arrived, she and I stuffed them. 500 bags.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Liz. Wow, that's a lot of bags. If we can ever reach out to us, if we can. Thank you, Liz. That's a lot of bag stuffing and a lot of work. And the bags were awesome. So we appreciate that so much. And if we can ever be of help with something like that, let us know. I also want to thank you, Ron, for all that great information. And thank you, Liz, for all of the great bags that you put together. I want to add an agenda item for Harvey. Harvey, I hope you'll join on here. Harvey was on the agenda, and then I thought he was going to be moving his daughter to college, but his plans changed. So we're so glad that you're here with us today. And I'm curious to know, too, how your cochlear implant is going. But we'd love to hear more about all that you're doing, and I'm going to let you take it away.
Good morning. So best of luck with the experience being bimodal. It's a lot of fun. It's really interesting. So best of luck with that, Christy. I've been up for a little while, so I'm slowly getting back into the swing a bit, but there are a lot of career fairs going on, lots of opportunities for job seekers to get in front of recruiters or hiring managers. The next one coming up, I think we have one September 25th in Scottsdale. We have one September 19th in the city of Mesa. If you have any questions about any career fairs, please reach out to me. We are seeing slight slowdown in number of job postings. Not particularly bad, but just a measurable drop. We're also seeing a slight drop in salary for high demand jobs. That being said, there's still plenty of opportunities for people to move up or to try something new. So don't feel stuck. The job you're doing today is the one you have to do tomorrow. There are plenty of opportunities. That being said, we are seeing some layoffs, some quite big ones. One in aerospace where they lost the contract. That was 500 people lost their jobs last month. We're starting to see some layoffs being telegraphed for end of September, beginning of October, at the start of the fourth quarter. So there's definitely some interesting changes coming to the economy, but for most of us, they should result in interesting opportunities rather than dire situations. So a lot of companies that are still hiring and really struggling are going to be your healthcare sector, your behavioral health techs, your entry-level healthcare jobs. They're all in high demand, as are manufacturing. So if you have any experience in manufacturing, especially CNC or machinist, something like that, lots of opportunities. So things are slightly more subdued than when we met in February, but it's still a great time to be looking for a job. Any questions?
Thank you, Harvey. I did see, and forgive me if I missed it, Cynthia asked a question in the chat regarding Tucson and if there's any career fairs coming up in Tucson. If I missed it, I'm sorry. You might have already shared that.
No, not at all. So all of these jobs that we're involved with are going to be on our statewide website, which is arizonaatwork.gov. And again, that's the job board itself is azjobconnection.gov. That's where you're actually going to find the jobs. Information is going to be at arizonaatwork.gov, and that's a statewide website that covers all of the different jurisdictions and events. So whether you're looking for a job in Kingman or Yuma, the information can be on there.
Right. Thank you, Harvey. Does anybody have any questions for Harvey? Okay. So I have two, thank you, Harvey, appreciate it. I have two last things on the agenda. I do want to open the meeting up if anybody has anything. I have one thing I want to share, and I know Michelle wants to pop on, but does anybody else have anything that comes to mind, or any questions, or any last thoughts that you have before I mention something that I'm thinking of? Okay. One thing that's been on my mind, and I did talk to Michelle about this a little bit, is, and she's had a lot more experience with the task force than I have, but in the past 5 years since I've been here, I know that one of the things, I'm going to mail some of these to you, we have the new water bottle stickers, you can see that, and magnets, and these are listed with communication strategies, and you help to approve those and make those. I know you worked hard on the button, please face me slowly. So, and I know, and Michelle can pop on here too with this, there was a wallet card that you worked hard on, and the, I think the other was the driving. Michelle, help me out, because it might have been before my time. The driver's glove box card that if you happen to get pulled over, this will help police officer know how to better communicate with you. So these are all tasks, because this is the Hard of Hearing Task Force meeting. So these are all tasks that you've all contributed to and things that have been creatively developed. So it's really interesting. And so just what I'm thinking about is, what is our next task, if anybody has any idea? I just kind of want to plant that seed and have you all think about that. What is our next task? The other thing we would love to invite you to do is, Michelle works really hard and I help her, but our website for Hard of Hearing, and maybe Michelle can pop this in the chat, we have on the ACDHH website, we have Hard of Hearing resources and information and resources, a lot of information. We would love it in your spare time, and I know you're all very busy, but if you could just check out our website and look at it with fresh eyes, and we would love feedback. What do you think about it? What's your experience using it? If you were a hard of hearing person and you're looking for information and resources and you happen to our site, how's it working for you? Are you finding the information okay? Do you have any suggestions or thoughts? Because we just want to make sure that that's easy to use, and that maybe there's a resource that's not there that you think should be there. So you have so much experience, so we would love it if you would maybe do that before our next meeting. And Michelle posted the link there so that you can hop on. That would be great to have your feedback on that. And other than that, just be thinking about what our next task is and how we can best educate our hard of hearing community. And I'm going to let Michelle said she has something to share and pop on too. Michelle's popping on the links. I'll let you take it away, Michelle.
I am chat master, so I'm like putting all the links in the chat. And anywhere out there, anybody out there watching this live or on Memorex. Oh, I'm dating myself. If you need any links, any information, please reach out to us. Reach out to Christy, me. Just call our general phone number 602-542-3323, and our amazing Eric, who's our program navigator, he will navigate your call to the right person. So I just wanted to, again, the Hard of Hearing Task Force, our history is we started in 2007. The reason we started in 2007 was because that was the same year that our new law went into effect called the Telecoil Bill, which required anybody who dispenses hearing aids in Arizona to tell people about the telecoil, because the telecoil allows us, and it's in our hearing aids or our cochlear implants, when we go to a movie theater, we can get the neck loop that plugs into the little box instead of having to take off our hearing aids and wear headphones, right? We can use neck loops wherever we go, wherever there's an assistive listening system installed. They have to, by law, have neck loops for us. And if the place itself is looped, we walk in, we simply turn the button on our hearing aid to activate our telecoil or our cochlear implant, and then we're in the loop. And it literally sounds like somebody's talking to you right next to you instead of way far away. So telecoils are wonderful. We love them. They're not going away. Auracast is the newest technology out there that's going to take about 10 years to ramp up. So it's not there yet, but it will be coming. So loops are staying around. So that's why we have a dedicated loop page on our website. But we started the task force to talk about the law and to develop a brochure. So we did all the task force developed a brochure for the providers, for the healthcare providers to provide to their patients. And also we developed a generic one for consumers, which was replicated throughout the country. Lots of other states, I think there are about 35 other states that have a commission or division or department, some kind of governmental unit for deaf and hard of hearing. Yeah, believe it or not, it's not required by law. So some states have nothing for our community. But the other states said, let's see your brochure. We want to make one ourselves. So that was great. But that's how we started. And so over the years, we've done different things. But again, this is a venue for you all who are leaders in the community throughout Arizona to bring feedback back to us so that we can inform our leadership and the commissioners as well. And so this task of looking at the website would be really beneficial to Christy and I and ACDHH as a whole. We want to improve our website. We always want to make it friendlier. We're working on transitioning the website actually, and Nikki is leading that from public policy perspective, leading that, and it's going to be a .gov website. Right now it's acdhh.org, but we are a government unit, so it's going to transition to .gov. It'll have all of the latest security-wise stuff with Homeland Security and all those kinds of things that we do. And Ricky, our IT person who's on this, managing all the streaming and everything, he knows all about that stuff. But we really would like it if you just take a little glance at different areas and just say, hey, under the resources or under this tab or this little segment could be updated, improved, changed. If information that's missing that you need, please let us know about that. So because we just want to continue to expand what we're doing, reach everybody. So our staff level now, we are at 21 people working for ACDHH. And so me and Christy are in the hard of hearing area, and then 19 other staff working throughout the communities. So that would be really great. What's the other thing? History, task force. Oh, one thing I wanted again, we've got family services now working with the kiddos. We've got a senior project, 1.3 million Arizonans who are hard of hearing. But we also want to make sure that we reach out to our veterans community. In Arizona, there are almost 500,000 veterans, which I think our state population is about 7.4 million. So you can see we have quite a few veterans in our state, and many are enrolled with the VA, not all. Some don't know that they can get hearing healthcare benefits through the VA. So we want to make sure that we're reaching out to our veteran population as well. And Ron Tallman on our task force, one of my favorite guys in the world, is a retired officer. So we're really glad to have Ron's input and perspective. And boy, can he run a walk for hearing. Ain't nobody doing it better. So I wanted also to ask, our Deputy Director, Carmen Greensmith, is on the call today. And I wanted to ask Carmen if she wanted to pop on and say anything about anything we said today or anything that happened in our 4-hour marathon board meeting last night.
Good morning. I hope you can see me okay, and hear me okay. Good morning again. Thank you all so much. I'm here really just to echo what Michelle and Christy both have shared as to how much we appreciate all of you committing your time to support the commission as a whole, but certainly to support the services that are provided for the hard of hearing community. Yes, we had quite a long board meeting last night, but always coming to a great end as it relates to improving our services for all the communities that we serve. So again, I just wanted to say thank you so much for your commitment and working with our team. Christy and Michelle, we appreciate all that they do as well. And I'm sure you all can see why we are very fortunate to have them as part of our team. But I don't know if any of you might have any questions for me related to anything that might have been on the agenda today. But Christy and Michelle have done a great job with keeping you all abreast of what's going on at the commission. So if you don't have any questions, that's fine. But have a wonderful weekend. And again, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Carmen, for popping on. Appreciate that so much. And yes, definitely, all of the support that we receive from the commission, you've done so much work and you're out there on the front lines, providing support to our community and bringing information back to us so that we can hope to do our job better. And I would just want to open up one more time. Does anybody have any comments or questions before we close out the meeting? Our next meeting, just to note that, is going to be on November 15th, 2024. It actually, we won't be following the board meeting because of scheduling, but it'll be on November 15th, 2024. So I'll make sure to put out an email on that, and I will get busy working on the minutes for this meeting so you can review those. And yes, Friday, Michelle said November 15th, Friday, 9 a.m. That'll be our next meeting. Thank you, Michelle. And there's any other thoughts, comments, suggestions? Michelle.
Hey, Eric, are you still there?
Oh, yeah.
Eric is on maybe. He's our program navigator, our front desk person. He's our gatekeeper.
I am. I definitely am. Hold on just
Eric,
one
where's your camera?
My camera's right here. Hold on just one second. Hi.
Hey, Eric. So yeah, Eric's up at our front desk. So he gets all the calls and all the emails, the info at emails. Anything you want to say about what's going on in your area, what the general public is asking us about, or anything that you see where we can improve with the hard of hearing task force or the hard of hearing community.
Sure, no problem. Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name's Eric. I'm a program navigator for the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing. So when you call our agency, when you call our agency or you walk in, I'm the first person you're going to see. And then I pretty much make sure that I navigate any questions that you may have, or maybe you need a resource or guidance on how to For instance, for this group, the hearing aid program. So I will guide you to Christy. We'll get you started with the whole application and the process, and Christy starts that. I do get quite a few questions regarding hearing aids in our hearing aid program. And I do get questions regarding, Vicky's role, where we provide specialized equipment and services for individuals that, may need telephone equipment or alarm clocks, even bed shakers. And then we also cover pretty much anything the agency can provide as a resource. If you can think it, we'll do our best to try to find it for you, get an answer for you. And again, I'm the first person that you see. So I do get a lot of questions regarding deaf services, but a lot of questions regarding hard of hearing services, even support groups as well. And as I said before, we do encourage you to put your feedback, send that information to our email address as well. It's on our website, or you can just go to info@acdhh.org. I overlook that as well, and I answer you. I can definitely give you an answer as well. But if you can just kind of look at our website, look to see what resources you like on there. We have a wonderful management team that'll review it with me, and then we'll have it posted for the public. And you're more than welcome to online chat me there as well. So I do have access to seeing any kind of chat requests that you may have, and you'll communicate with me.
Thanks, Eric. Yeah, that online chat is a new thing we have. So if you're on our website, and obviously we don't work 24 hours a day. Some of us do, right, Christy? Anyway, but if you're on our website, we actually have a live chat. So if you do that, you're going to get Eric. He's going to answer you. And so, Ron, this is a really cool thing. I actually met Eric last November at the Walk for Hearing. He was working for Hamilton Relay and was staffing the booth. And so we connected. And then we had this opening like several months later for our front desk person. And Eric applied. So he's also a veteran. So thank you for your service. So we're really thrilled that we snagged Eric and brought him over to our team. So
Can I just say one more thing, Michelle? Yeah, if it wasn't for Michelle meeting me at the right time in the right place and passing by my booth for Hamilton, I worked with Hamilton for almost 10 years, but moved to Arizona and reached out to Michelle and the team, and I got hired. So very happy to be with everybody. So thank you, Michelle, for that as well. But yes, Michelle walked by me and I'm here now. But yes, I encourage you, please call me if you have any questions. Call our front desk. Very friendly. I'll make sure that you get anything that you need, and I'll reach out to the proper person. If I can't answer it, there is definitely somebody in the agency that would be able to assist you, and we'll do everything it takes to make sure that you're accommodated.
Thank you, Eric. I just wanted to say one more thing too. Michelle found me too. I was working across the street at the Department of Aging, and I actually didn't even realize the commission was here. I'd been at the Department of Aging for several years, and I saw Michelle out in the community presenting, and I went up afterwards to introduce myself and talk with her, and that's how I found my way to the commission. So, Michelle, you kind of find us out there, and I'm so grateful to be here. And Eric, wow, my job, the amount of work has really increased because, of course, we all know there are so many people who need hearing aids that can't afford them. And Eric has made my job so much more efficient. He helps me in ways I can't even thank you enough, Eric, as far as just being on the front line and getting that initial information. It just really makes a huge difference and makes my job much easier. So I appreciate it so much. And I don't know if anybody has any last comments. Let's see what time it is. It's 10:44. So we have beat the board meeting last night. I know it's quite a bit longer, but we're finishing a little bit early unless anybody has any other thoughts or suggestions. We look forward to seeing you out there in the community, and we look forward to seeing you at the next meeting on November 15th at 9 a.m. And please, if you have, in the interim, if you have any questions, just send us an email. We're here and happy to help. And if we don't know the answer, we'll definitely look to find it. Thank you, everyone. If everybody wants to pop on their cameras and just say a goodbye, and thank you for, also Rob, thanks for joining us today. And Carmen, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate all that you do. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone, and we will see you